it's possible to think that, you know, some babies have been born to that song.
Oh, yeah, no, I think probably within, like, the first 2 weeks, I had a friend from high school text me. She was like, Jay, I lost my virginity to your song. And I was like, whoa, what do you mean? Like,
what?
No way.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I was like,
dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is
like,
both flattering and just wild.
Yeah. I was like, me?
Holy
My
shit.
song?
Your song could probably be on a whole bunch of like sex playlists on Spotify right now.
No, I look through the playlists that they're under sometimes because you can see it on Spotify. And I was like, some of the playlists are like the freaky ones. I'm like, ooh.
Wow.
You guys are nasty.
It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad.
This is nuts. No, like it's gotten to the point where it's like my coworkers will tell our patients.
What?
No,
we'll tell
dead
your
ass.
patients, and then your patients will be like, "Please, I want to hear your music."
No, I've shown patients my YouTube, like the horror night. Like I was showing patients like all the time. Because I had a friend who I brought to the show, Natalie. I love Natalie. But Natalie was telling the patient, she was like, yeah, no, Jay's a singer. And, like, you should look her up. She's on this, and this. And I love that my friends are proud enough of me to, like, promote my stuff. But I'm like, I walk in, they're like, you sing. And I saw it. And I'm like, I just got your stuff today. I don't know who you are.
Let's talk about your health first.
Yeah, I'm like, can we talk about your situation? I'm like, oh, shit.
Because it's kind of nonchalant for you because you wake up every single day knowing like, okay, I sing, this is what I do, this is my passion project. And then when someone finds out about it, you're kind of, and they blow it up, what feels like out of proportion for you.
Yeah, you're like, oh fuck, oh god,
what do I say?
You're making it sound way crazier than I feel like it is for me. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's your life. Like, this is your podcast. This is something that you do all the time. Then all of a sudden someone's like, oh my god, like, you're fucking crazy. Like, this is nuts. And you're like, yeah.
You know what it is for me? I don't like to hype myself up ever, because if someone stumbles upon my shit and I've hyped myself up, their expectations are super high. So they're going to be expecting me going ham on everything and being very high quality on everything. As opposed to if someone just stumbles upon your thing, they're just like, oh, I didn't know Jay sings.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh shit, Jay can sing.
Yeah.
That's way better.
That's what I want. That's why, like, when I tell people, oh, I sing, like, they're like, are you good? And I'm like, I mean, I think I'm cool.
That shit's tough.
Yeah.
When people say, are you good?
I'm like, I don't know. You look it up. What do you mean? I don't know. You decide. It's your opinion. I don't know what to say.
Because it's a tough balance.
Because you don't want to sound like you're like, oh, like I'm the shit.
No,
right?
not at all.
You want to be humble.
Yeah.
And you don't want, also, like, if you think you're great but they don't like it, like, they're going to be like, nah, you're shit. And then you feel bad. And you're like,
There's a fine line between confidence and cockiness, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And I don't know. Do you want headphones? Yeah, if you want those.
Yeah.
If you want to hear your voice.
Oh, yeah. Because, you know, I just love myself so much.
Do you like your speaking voice?
I don't think I do.
You don't, like, are you the type of texter that doesn't text and you send hella voice messages?
Oh, no. I do not send voice messages.
Dude, I don't know how to figure it out.
What do you mean?
Cujo sent me a voice message last night, and I tried to reply with a voice message, but I kept hitting the microphone icon.
I think I was there for that. Yeah.
It was one of those text to speech type. Like, I didn't know what to do. I was just like, I'm just gonna text what I'm.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm like, I'm not even gonna bother. I'm just gonna write the words, send it. People say I'm a really dry texter because of that, or like, because I don't do emojis either.
Emojis
I'm
are
a
tough.
FaceTime person.
Ooh, me too.
Yeah. Because let's have the conversation. Let's do it quick.
I need to see your face.
Yeah.
So that
I want to look at you.
There are so many nonverbal cues that are lost on regular phone calls. Two things. Regular phone calls make your ear sweaty because you're holding it up to your ear and you don't want to be the fucking person that has it on speaker the entire time. At that point, let's just FaceTime.
Yeah, I'd rather FaceTime. Like, I want to look at you. Like, I want to see what your reactions are. And then, like, if I say something crazy, like, I have something to tell you that's like, whoa. Like, I want to see your reaction. I don't want us to be like, no, I want to see, like, the...
As opposed to someone on the other end, you don't know how much they are overthinking about the text that they're going to send.
Yeah.
You don't know actually how your text affected them in the moment.
Or like it's like misconstrued. Like if you say something but it comes out the wrong way because it's through text. Like I can't tell unless I'm seeing you say it or hearing it at the very least.
Yeah.
But I'm not a voice text girl. I don't.
That's a lot. And then I feel like I'd be the type of person that would just be like, that sounds stupid. Let me re-record it.
No, I'll re-record it and re-record it. I'm like, I can't just like, because I see people just go, do, and they'll just send it. And I'm like, you're just fine?
How do you have that confidence?
Yeah. I'm like, I think about it way too hard. I'm like, oh, this is difficult.
How come no emojis? How come you're not an emoji type gal?
I don't know. I overthink it. I overthink it so much. With texting, I'm just like, I just keep it short and simple. Just hear the words. This is it.
Yeah.
If you want to know something, call me. Please just call me.
But you at least do like punctuation, right?
Yeah. Right? I use a lot of exclamation points.
That's good.
I just use a ton.
The exclamation points are a good replacement for an emoji.
Yeah. A lot of exclamation points, a lot of all caps for me. That's pretty much how my texting goes.
So it just sounds like you're screaming.
Yeah. But I do scream a lot. I yell a lot. What better way to let go of some stress and some sadness and anger than by screaming? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna scream.
I feel like I've seen you screaming a lot.
I'm gonna turn this off.
Oh, thank you. Wow, that's honestly the most... You have been one of the most flattering and like impressive guests already. We barely just started recording.
Thank you.
But like you just walk in, you say, this place is so professional. Let me turn off.
It is.
Thank you.
Look at the setup.
I try.
Dude.
It's all just like me guessing what I think I would like to see on camera. And,
It looks great on camera.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I've seen your other podcasts. It looks really professional.
I'm glad that you think it that way, especially coming from
does.
someone like you. I hold you in high regard because let's just get into it. And then let me introduce the listeners to our very special guest, and then we'll get straight into it. Baddies, welcome to another episode of ICBTB Podcast, also known as It Can't Be That Bad. Today, I am joined by the very talented Jay De La Cruz. You have been on my radar or in my algorithm for quite a while.
Yeah.
And I think since like maybe 2020, ever since your first live sesh on Good Company.
That's far.
Which is, you pierced my algorithm. And so when I saw you, there was a listening party over at Yeti's spot for Yeti's and Anders chair party.
I remember that. The
EP.
chair party.
You walked in and I remember saying to my fiance, I said, I know her.
What?
I know her. And you walked in looking badass. I think you probably had like a leather jacket or some shit on. And I was just like...
Sounds like me.
I was just like, okay, that's fine. I'm immediately intimidated.
Why do people say that? People think I'm like scary or like...
You get that a lot?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I think it might be the way that I dress sometimes. I tried to dress softer today to look more sweet. Because a lot of the time I look like I'm like, I got a resting bitch face. You know?
You? Rest your face right now. Oh, it changed so much.
Yeah, compared to like, I smile a lot, but like people think I'm like a bitch.
But you're not. You definitely are not. And I don't know, I don't think people would think that. I think there is something about, I think the talent that you have. They might have seen you on screen. They know that you can sing. And so it's a little intimidating because people don't want to say the wrong thing around you.
Why? Say everything. Say what you got to say.
Well, from my own experience is that, okay, so when I was saying bye to everyone and I was like, okay, I'm going to introduce myself to Jay. I made it a thing to say like, hey, I know you. I've seen you and your shit is dope.
Yeah.
And I was so surprised to see that like you came in for a hug and I was just like, oh,
I'm
wow.
a hugger.
You're so sweet.
I love to hug. Yeah. I love it. I love hugs. And like I feel like sometimes like when I meet people and like I really admire their work and they're not friendly, I'm just like, but why? Like
I don't
but
understand
you're so cool. It makes me feel bad because I'm like I really admire you and like You would think that people who admire the work that you do, you'd be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least a little bit, you know?
I mean, I don't think people have to necessarily go out of your way nice.
Of course.
But I've definitely met some individuals that were at baseline YouTube famous, and they were some of the coldest individuals that I've ever met.
Yeah.
Have you had any experiences like that where you've met someone where you've looked up to and it really just threw you off?
Yeah, there's like a saying, right? Like, never meet your idols.
Yeah.
Because, like, they're not, like, because you build them up in your head. You hold them, like, on a really high pedestal, and you're like, oh, my God, like, you're so cool. Like, and then you meet them. They're like,
yeah.
Oh, hi.
It's like they give off this aura that, oh, we get this. I get this all the time.
Yeah.
When you won't be where you wouldn't be where you are without your fans, without the people that appreciate you.
Yeah, and that's why, like, whenever I meet anyone who tells me, like, they really like my music, I'm like, oh, like, thank you. Like, I love you. Of course I care. Like, I wouldn't be where I am if I didn't have the support that I have, or, like, the people taking interest in me the way that they do. And I'm like, I'm so grateful, you know? And I'd rather show that than be, like, giving off this vibe that I'm like, oh, yeah, I know I'm cool, you know? And I'm like, why? Why do you have to do that? But
you don't give that off at all.
Great,
I mean, it's
I'm glad.
actually, I think meeting you and knowing, you are the prime example of knowing an artist before ever actually meeting them, and then having this breath of fresh air, this like relief of like, oh my God, you are just as sweet as you are talented.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. That means a lot. Because I always worry sometimes. I'm like, I would never want to give off the impression that I think I'm like the shit, you know? Because like, I feel like when I started doing my YouTube too, people got to see like that really like weird side of my personality. And so when I'm on my YouTube, that's like, I'm not filtering shit on that. So the way that I act in real life is that way. So I want people to feel like, oh yeah, we're just friends. Like, we're just hanging out.
Yeah. That was really cool. I remember I saw on your Instagram page when you had started your YouTube channel and you started like, okay, I'm like a vlogger now. And you were just kind of saying whatever you wanted to say.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful thing. Like, it's so vulnerable of us to be able to turn on a camera.
Yeah.
And just talk. It's nuts. What do you think the difference is though with singing?
Compared to like talking and just like hanging out.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like for me, singing, like, that's something that I struggle with being on camera for, actually. Like, I get way more nervous to sing on camera and like perform at all compared to just like doing my YouTube and just like la la la, just living my life. Because I feel like I want to sound really good. I want whoever's listening to me to be like, okay, yeah, this is like the best that she's doing, you know. I don't know. I get really nervous. I don't want to disappoint. I don't want to make someone think that like, oh, she doesn't know what she's doing, you know.
But it looks like you know what you're doing, and I think that it's also charming that you do get as nervous as you do.
I get really nervous.
I think nerves are
really nervous.
Extremely they're necessary because Tony Bennett, are you familiar with Tony Bennett?
Of course.
So Tony Bennett says that even in his late days when he was performing, that he would still get nervous before every single performance.
Yeah.
Because you only get nervous about you. If you're nervous, that means you really care about something.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. I get really nervous because I care. Like, I had just done a live, I think like a few weeks ago, and it was kind of on the spot, and I didn't know I was going to do it, but I didn't perform the way that I wish that I had, or the way that I know that I could do better on. And I felt so bad because I was like, I know that I could do better, and I was just so nervous. Like, God, like, but singing is...
As a singer, can I tell you that you're really good?
Thank you.
You're really good. The placement of your voice, it's very healthy.
Thank you. That's really nice. Thank
you.
Your
range is good because like your baseline is alto.
Yeah.
But you could also get on up there.
Yeah, I'm like right in the middle, I feel. Because if I need to hit a low part, I can. Sometimes I'll struggle. But I'm comfortable lower, I feel. But I can hit the high notes now, which is nice. So I've been able to expand a lot of the music I've been making recently into more higher stuff.
And I can tell, like with listening to your music, because I started off with Reminiscence, your 2019 EP, which is just like
I was 15.
You were 15 when you did that?
Yeah, 15, 16.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Do you realize that's an incredible feat to be a songwriter, singer-songwriter, put your stuff out that early?
Oh, I was little. Yeah. It's nuts to me. Like, I'm really grateful that I have parents who are very supportive. Like, my mom was like, Jay, like, you have to keep going. Like, we're going to take you to a studio and we're going to help you. And I was like, But it started my music career in a way, because it taught me to take it really seriously, because I realized that I had enjoyed it a lot. And I don't know, I just, from that point, I was just like, no, I gotta keep going, you know.
So they helped you out with that.
Yeah.
You're of the slim demographic of Filipino individuals where the parents were supportive of a child's art that young.
Yeah.
Because my parents they loved that I sang. They loved that I sang, and they supported me, but it wasn't to the point that they would bring me to a studio and give me, like, you know, some studio time.
I was also kind of surprised too. I mean, I struggled a little bit when I went to college, because I wanted to study music when I went to college, and it took them some convincing, but I was able to do it a little bit, but then COVID hit. But I mean, I'm very lucky to have parents who are very supportive of my work and, like, the music that I write. I think they recognize how healing it is for me, like, in terms of, like, my mental health and how I process things. Because I feel like if I didn't have music, or, like, I wasn't writing music, like, I don't think I'd be as put together as I am today without it.
It's almost immediate how much I'll be in a rut, or how much I'll have, like, a bad mental health day, and all I need to do is play a song that could take me back. And it does so much healing. Like, how does that feel for you, the fact that you are able to produce something that is not only therapeutic for yourself, but, like, that can be therapeutic for those that listen to you?
It's really interesting because, so you were talking about Reminiscence, right? That entire album, I was like, in my teens. I was so emo and depressed and emotional. So when, like, I know what kind of state I was in when I wrote it, when I recorded it. So when people tell me their favorite songs come from that album, like, oh, like, you need a hug, like, you need some love and, like, some attention, like, some care. And, like, I think it's really nice knowing that not only does my music heal me, but it helps other people. Like, I love to help other people. Like, I'm glad that it means something, and it can allow them to feel what they need to feel. And I think that's kind of what I wanted to do with my music just as a whole. Like, I'm not so concerned about the money or where it's going. Like, of course, like, I would like to go somewhere with it. But I like that it shows people how to care about themselves or care for their feelings.
It's a whole lot of self-love. Your musical journey is a lot about self-love. Not only... So it starts off with these, like, very heartfelt ballads. Just your voice and piano. And then after that, you got, like, another single called Miss You, right? And that one's really sweet too. That's just like, okay, homegirl was hurting. Homegirl was hurting when she was recording this. And then out of nowhere, there's Steady. Steady.
You can tell, like, if you were to understand, like, if you knew that I started at, like, age 15, right? And you see all of my discography from, like, that point on, you can tell that I'm getting older. Like, for sure. Like, even without just the sound, like, lyrically, what I'm writing about, like, you could just tell that I'm getting older.
Pretty blunt in there. It's pretty blunt in Steady, which goes. I gotta say, that song is sexy as fuck. I was working out in the middle of listening to your music, and I had to put the weights down for that because it was so descriptive. So
it was pretty. I got in trouble for that song.
What?
I mean, like, I'm Filipino.
That makes sense.
My mom was like, oh my God, why? You know that everybody at church, listens to your music. I was like, oh, fuck. And I was like, well, I'm not taking it down.
No. You shouldn't.
No, and it's one of my most listened to songs.
It's so good.
There's a lot of freaky people out there.
There are people, it's possible to think about that. When did that song come out? 2019 or 2020?
Probably like 2020, very early in 2020.
So 2020, it's possible to think that, you know, some babies have been born to that song.
Oh yeah, no, I think probably within like the first 2 weeks, I had a friend from high school text me. She was like, Jay, I lost my virginity to your song. And I was like, whoa, what do you mean? Like,
what?
No way.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I was like,
dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is
like,
both flattering and just wild.
Yeah. I was like, me?
Holy
My
shit.
song?
Your song could probably be on a whole bunch of like sex playlists on Spotify right now.
No, I look through the playlists that they're under sometimes because you can see it on Spotify, and I was like, some of the playlists are like the freaky ones. I'm like, ooh,
wow,
you guys are nasty.
But that's pretty dope.
Yeah,
too.
I'm like, this is
that's
kinda
so
cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
and like the entire track, it's very not only within the lyrics and your voice, but like even the instrumentation in it and like the BPM. It's baby making music.
That's so funny you say that because that's the first song that I had fully like produced on my own.
Whoa.
Yeah. Everything else I like for Reminiscence, like I had a lot of help with that. Brian Steckler was like a great producer. But when I had written everything in Reminiscence, I only had a guitar, you know. But then I started like fucking around in GarageBand. And I was like, nah,
nice.
I could do this. And then boom, Steady was made.
And look at that. Look at how much you learned because you decided to distance yourself from provided resources, because it's so necessary as an artist nowadays to be able to know how to do it yourself.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, like sitting and waiting was cool. But you're sitting and waiting. You know what I mean? Like, I spent a really long time being like, no, like, I can't do it. Like, it's too hard. I can't figure it out. But then I was like, I'm going to wait forever.
Yeah.
And you can't wait forever for your future to, like, come to you. You know what I mean? Like, you have to make your way there on your own.
Especially for something like music where you're it's so exciting, right? Like when you finally finish something, you don't want to have to like hand it over to someone else and then you have to wait X amount of days, weeks, months for it to come out. Because what does it feel like when you finally drop something?
It feels pretty great. Yeah. I haven't put out anything recently because I've just been trying to like accumulate a lot. But I don't know. Every time I release something, I'm like really proud of it, which is nice. Because I think most of the music I've put out, I can still listen to and be like, yeah, I like that song. There's some that I'm like, because I just like put it out just to put it out.
What are some of those songs that you're just like, or that you feel about?
Like that. Like that wasn't one of my favorites. Like it was one of my favorites when I had made it in quarantine. A lot of the songs I have out right now are from quarantine.
I see.
Yeah, I just like had a whole creative burst for that entire time.
But I think that's necessary because you came out, you had a particular sound in like 2019 come 2020 and then quarantine happened and then all of a sudden your sound changed. It did shift.
Yeah.
A lot of it becomes more dancey. A lot of it is more upbeat.
Yeah.
Was it just like a happier time period for you when you were making music, which is why it changed?
Kind of. I opened my brain to more resources. Like I started looking at different places to get samples from, and then I started really trying to like produce more stuff on my own. And like because I had that luxury of being at home because of quarantine, right? I was able to create all the time. And being locked in my room, right? Like I wanted to have fun, you know, but I can't leave my house, so I might as well just dance around my room. So all those dancey songs started just like pumping out. I was like, yeah.
You seem like a very productive person when there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
You like put your time to good use.
Thank you.
Like what else do you do outside of music? Like what's your, other than like hanging out, other than work, like what does Jay like to do when Jay has Jay time?
I like to do my makeup. I like to do my makeup. I think originally before, like, also in quarantine, I had started my TikTok. I think I thought I was just going to do makeup for a while. And just, like, be like a YouTuber.
So, like,
whatever.
makeup tutorials and whatnot.
Or something like that. Just do a bunch of makeup looks, like, pose for the camera.
Can you test me? So I grew up with a lot of women, and my fiance really tries to like just bash it in my fucking skull, like what is what. So this is what I know. So I know that there's mascara. Mascara is for your eyelashes.
Yes.
And
correct.
eyeliner. Eyeliner's obviously to line your eyes, and then you could do the wings.
That's
and the
what I got.
Wings are super cute.
Yeah.
I love wings. Wings
Yeah.
are dope. There's blush, there's bronzer, there is foundation.
Yes.
Fucking eyebrow brush. What the what? There's microblading.
Like
There's
a spoolie.
what is that? What
That's
they're
like the
called?
little brush that you use. I mean, I think it's called a spoolie. Like, I'll be so for real. Like, I like makeup. I love it. I think it's so fun. Do I know anything about it? Absolutely fucking not.
Whoa.
Yeah, so your brain is probably where my brain is at.
We're at the same level of makeup.
Probably, yeah. I just slap shit on there, and I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me just, and then it's on there. It's good.
Do you think you're cute?
Yes.
Wow, I love that. Okay, I had to ask that since we were on the topic of
I would
makeup and
lie,
like doing all that stuff.
But I'll be real. I love myself, so I'm gonna say that I think I'm cute.
Give
To
me your lie answer. Let's say like if you were being fake on this podcast. Let's just rewind it. Okay. Hey Jay, do you think you're cute?
I think I'm pretty cool. Yeah. You know. Yeah, that's probably what I would say.
What's your favorite feature about yourself?
I really like my lips because they're very full. Yeah.
I'm so jealous. I have small turtle lips, I feel.
Not really.
I mean, that's because I'm active. Can you imagine? Just like my entire life, I'm just actively
like,
pushing out my lips.
Like, so, Jay, this podcast. Anyways.
That's your impersonation of me.
Yeah, so this podcast can't be that bad. Yeah.
No, it's like it's so cool because you do have this aesthetic to you. Going back to like reminiscence, it's just 5 Polaroids of this like innocent young woman, and then fast forward to 2023, like you're wearing a red wig, like you're smoking weed, you're like
oh shit. Yeah, what a change.
Wow, in just 4 or 5 years or something like that, or like that around the time that Reminiscence came out was like 2019. Has it been like a journey for you, would you say?
Oh yeah, it's been a journey for sure. I mean, a lot of self-discovery, a lot of trying to figure out who I am. I still would say that I don't fully know who I am, but I feel like, you know, we know ourselves to an extent, but we're always growing and changing and evolving. And it's interesting to see how that happens over time and what you turn out to be. I think currently in my state, I'm really pleased with how I am.
That's good.
I like that. Yeah. Yeah,
you seem like a very happy individual. Every single moment that I've ran into you these past few months, you've always there's like a certain aura about you.
Thank you.
There was like a moment at Kaleidoscope where like you're dancing at the beginning of the DJ's sets, and then like you gesture over to me and Melissa, and you like reel us on over to the dance floor, and I was like, that is so foreign to me, you know?
Yeah.
There are really nice people out there, but I think there's something about you that is go out of your way nice.
I love people. I love connecting. I think that's really what it is. Like, I love making friends. I love making people feel like they're included or they're understood or like that they belong to be where we are right now. You know what I mean? I feel like that's super important because a lot of the time I feel like people are very closed off nowadays and they're very like, stay away from me. But I'm like, no, like, let's be friends. Like, let's hang out. Like,
where do you think that came from? Like, have you always been like that? Was there like a moment in time where...
I think I've always been like that. I think I'm more this way because I feel like growing up, like I had a harder time trying to fit in. But I feel like now that I'm older and I recognize that like you don't have to be like the standard of like, okay, like you're a normal person or like you're like this cool whatever. I think learning that I had to be myself to feel happier that way and just be like, fuck that, like I don't want to be like you, or I don't want to have to just like pretend that I'm somebody I'm not to appease other people, you know. It just made me understand like, okay, like we are all different people at different stages, And I think that meeting people where they're at is super important, and showing them that wherever they're at, like, you can still connect, like, you can still be friendly and be kind and be understanding.
I try to do this thing that keeps me in check, to keep my friends. I think one of my biggest fears, and I was telling Cujo this, was like losing friends, losing people, and it's understandable with when you get older.
Yeah.
That we all get busy. People start working, they start having kids, they get their own families, they move for work or their families. I do this thing when someone crosses my mind, I immediately text them.
Yeah.
Because that might snowball into like a dinner meetup that you can have to just catch up. And so I don't know. I think that's what I try to do to be a good human.
Yeah.
What kind of person?
Super important.
Yeah.
Yeah, reaching out. Like I do that too. Because my thought is, like, if you think of something that's nice, like, I think so highly of my friends. Like, I love all of my friends, And so, like, my best friend, like, I'm always like, hey, I miss you. I'm thinking of you. Or just like, hey, I just want to let you know that I really love and I appreciate you. And you just crossed my mind, but I want you to know how much I care.
That's so good.
Yeah. And I feel like it's important because sometimes, like, we were talking about words of affirmation, right? Yeah. Sometimes it's not always asked for, but you might need it and nobody might know. But it's important to tell people that you care about them. Yeah. Because even if it's like they're not asking, like, it's always nice to hear. Yeah. And I feel like people deserve to hear that, It's
kind of tough to ask for words of affirmation. I can't just go up to some of my homies and be like, just tell me how dope I am.
Yeah. Tell me how awesome I am. Tell me how much you love me right now.
What kind of kid were you? Like, were you a very playful kid? Were you rebellious?
I would say that I was very playful. I wouldn't say that I was rebellious. I think I was very obedient. But that could be a lie. Mm-hmm. You'd have to ask my mom. But personally, I think that I was a pretty good kid. But I wasn't shy. I like to think that I'm shy, but I'm not.
Were you the type of kid that talked to adults?
Yes.
As if it was like the most important conversation all the time. Do you remember what you would say to these adults as a kid?
I would talk about the craziest stuff. I'd be like, yes, like, what is it like to be a mother? Or like a father? How do you feel? How does that feel?
Shit.
Yeah.
You're like a child therapist.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I love to understand people. And like, I don't know, especially talking to adults, like, they're more than just parents. Like, like, I'm an adult. Right? But like, I don't like
that is the realest shit that you could possibly say, because guess what? I'm like 8 years older than you and I'm still an adult.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like even if you have kids, like, this is your first time going through life in this consciousness, right? So you got to understand that, like, people are doing the best they can, and to check in with them for more than just like the things you know them for. Like, you do podcasts, right? But you're more than just somebody who does podcasts. You're a human being with your own life and interests, and you got to ask questions like more than just work and like how are you?
I don't think people ask enough questions.
No, I don't.
I think a lot of people, in this day and age, a lot of people assume, a lot of people judge based off of assumptions.
Yeah.
And I always like to ask questions. I think people are scared of misconstruing curiosity for stupidity.
Yeah.
Which it's like, it's okay. Like, ask all of the questions. That's how you gather knowledge.
Yeah.
Stop assuming. Open a dialogue. And that's how we get to know each other. And that's why I love doing this podcast, because this is the main reason.
Dude, I love to talk. I love talking.
This has already been awesome.
Yeah. I feel like, how are you going to get to know people if you're just hanging out in silence?
Right.
And it's awkward.
Everyone's on their phone.
I hate that.
That's why I love that you threw your phone.
Yeah, get that out of here.
I was just like, that's fucking, and I kind of, trying to set this up and DMing you, and it was kind of like sparse.
Yeah.
My first assumption is not that Jay is being cold. Jay doesn't want to talk to me. Jay doesn't want to do this podcast. Yeah. My first assumption is Jay's busy. Jay's focused on what's right in front of her.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, like, I'm very impressed with hanging out for about an hour now. Like, you have barely looked at your phone. And that's because I get the same flack.
That's so funny you say that, because literally just this year had I started working on my phone anxiety. Like, I used to be like, someone was like, this phone has to be on me at all times. Like, if somebody texts me, I have to respond.
Whoa.
Because I feel like if I'm not responding as fast as possible, they don't think I care. But I'm like, no, you know, everybody's busy. Because I know that when people don't text me back for hours, or like I'm not having the same like consistent fast conversation I usually have, like, you're just living your life, you know, like you're busy, you got things to do.
Like, the phone will always be there, but these finite moments,
they're not always going to be there.
No.
And how could you really be there if you're not present, right? And so I think something I've tried to work on this year is being present. Do you
think, I think you would have been a perfect human being to have lived in prior decades? Like, back in the day, back in like the 50s. Can you imagine? Like, nowadays, spinning game is like slide into the DMs, or just like, hey, like, let me get your IG, let me get your number. Ugh. And then, you know, it's a whole bunch of fucking emojis and
I hate that.
Dude, it's crazy. But back in the 50s, can you imagine if some guy that wanted to court you they'd see you drinking a milkshake at a diner and they're just like, that girl in the leather jacket, slightly intimidating, but
I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna talk my shit.
I'm gonna talk my shit and I'm gonna be like, what are you doing on Wednesday, the blah blah blah?
Oh, nothing. I'm not doing anything that day.
Well, madame, do you want to meet on the corner of 5th and 1st underneath the lamppost?
That would be darling.
All right, I'll go ahead and make a reservation at the finest seafood spot for paella. You know, it's like, that's how it was, but like
now
nowadays.
It's just like instant. You're like, you want to hang out? Yes or no?
Damn.
It's just so dry and boring.
The chivalry's gone. There's no poeticism in the dating game anymore.
Not really.
With
unless they're the people like who really care, you know. But you can tell the difference between the people who really want to go out of their way versus who don't.
Like, were you ever on the dating apps?
I was for a little bit.
And how was that?
Trash.
It seems like it's trash.
It's trash. I mean, like, most of the time, you know why people are on like dating apps. They're just there to like, you know, find something to hit and then just like, you know, pump and dump. Like,
pump and dump.
Pump and dump. Peace out. When
people say pump and dump, I know that term's existed for quite a while. It's still so triggering.
It's so jarring.
It's so...
But that's how I describe the dating apps. Like, that's the kind of vibes that I get. Like, the DMs are just like nasty. And I'm like, ew.
Yeah.
And I'm not on those anymore. I would not personally want to go back on them ever again. Because I feel like it's just like, I don't know. It's just weird for me.
Was it an ego boost being on the dating apps as a girl, though?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%.
Because I've never done it. Melissa and I have been together for like
forever,
prior,
10 years,
for
right?
like 10 years we've been together. So like Tinder came out after we started dating, which is, you know, if I wanted to hop on a dating app, I would have done eHarmony.
eHarmony. I remember eHarmony. Is eHarmony still
I have
alive?
No clue. I feel like Tinder or Bumble like kicked it out of existence.
Yeah, sorry, I just burped.
I love the side burps. I'm a huge fan of the side burps. But you at least have the politeness to put your hand. I just do the side mouth thing that I think is invisible.
I do that too.
And I think it's invisible until I started doing on this podcast. Yeah. And some people are just like, the fuck you doing over there? You whistling?
Like, nothing. Just ignore it. Anyway.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, I'm just breathing, okay?
Yeah, just stop. Don't look at me.
But yeah, the dating game's interesting, I would say. And like to bring it back to like you not using emojis, I vibe with that so hard because I don't know what certain emojis mean.
I don't either. I don't know how to figure it out.
What?
I'm not an emojis person. I really just don't understand. Like, I think the last person I dated had really been like, you know, you never like text me with any like emotion. And I'm like, what do you mean? And be like, you don't give me emojis. I'm like, what am I supposed to give you?
Yeah.
What am I like? I'll send hearts. I'll send like hearts, and then I'll send like the face with like the mini hearts around it. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Because those are clear.
Yeah, those are clear. Because I'm like, you know, that's
clear and concise. I love you. I'm into you. Like, you make me feel this way.
But things in just regular conversation, other than like a laughing face, I don't even use the laughing face like that. I'll just be like,
same.
Ha 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 ha.
I say
all
hella
caps.
ha-has. Oh,
yeah,
you do.
me too.
The cap haha is the move.
Yeah, that's
it.
That's me.
But now the emoji game is like extremely convoluted with like this melty emoji. You know, there's a melty emoji. There's like
the one where it's like they're drooling.
No, like that one.
Oh,
where it's like half the emoji just kind of like melting, and I think that's cute. And I started like sending that to a bunch of people, and then they're just like, "Yo, bro, are you flirting with me right now?"
Really? That's the emoji for flirting.
I think there's some flirtatiousness behind that emoji.
Why?
I don't know.
Are we just like? Do we just not get it?
Dude, we're just a grandma and grandpa in this fucking game.
I don't technology. I don't technology.
I barely phone.
No.
I barely computer.
Nope.
I know how to talk. This is what I'm confident in.
This is what I've got.
That's why you and I could be placed in any decade. Except most decades are racist.
Except the current, yeah.
Except the current, for sure.
Except the current, and then all the racism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the 90s. I think if we were this age in the
cool.
90s, we would have been cool.
Yeah, not bad.
So you were born 8 years after me. You were 2000. You're a 2001 baby. You're a Gen Z baby. How do you feel about being Gen Z?
I mean, I don't hate it. I'm not like, I'm Gen Z. No, I'm not like that. I'm like, yeah, I'm Gen Z. Yeah.
Some people rep it hard. Like, I don't see Gen Z kids any differently than any other human. But I feel like a lot of Gen Z people
I feel like you could tell, though, a little bit. Have you seen Gen Alpha?
No, what the fuck? Is that like, were they born today?
Yeah, like recently. It's weird.
Whoa.
It's weird. It's so weird.
Well, talk to me about it. What
All
is
this slang is just so weird.
What's some of this? Like, talk
Dude,
to me
I
about
don't
this
even
slang.
know. I can't even remember. It's just weird. Like, you know how people would be like, "Oh, that's so slay," right?
yeah.
And like, I'll be real. I say that all the time. Slay.
Yeah,
but, like,
slay's dope. That's a good one.
But actually, I don't think I say that much. But I mean, I will. I'll say
You said it on this recorded medium, so from now on, that's part of your brand.
Actually, no. I think I have. I think on the second podcast I ever did, I said slay.
Whoa.
Like a bunch of times.
Whoa.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't think that's a thing anymore.
But you're using it in the right context. Oh, they don't use it anymore?
I don't think so.
They got rid of
I could
slay.
be wrong. I don't want to talk to Gen Alpha though. They scare me.
Dude, babies scare me. Like,
Yeah.
have you like ever been in a room with a baby and just a baby alone?
What do you do?
I don't know. Because they look deep in your eyes.
Do you watch it? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm scared to pick babies up. I feel like I'd be the bitch to drop one.
Same.
I can't. They're cute though.
They're so cute.
Oh my god.
But their proportions are weird.
Yeah.
Like, your head is so much heavier than the rest of your fatty,
They're like,
chubby
support
body.
the head, and I'm like, I'm doing my best. Like,
Yeah. I gotta hold.
I gotta hold them. Yeah, and then you feel like you can't move.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just
stuck.
there.
People
I'm like,
always
can
say,
somebody take it from me? Take it.
do you
take
want
the
kids?
Baby. I do.
How many kids do you want?
I think I want like 2.
Boy, girl.
Yeah. But I feel like I only want them because I know it will be very difficult for me to have them. So.
Oh, you're in it for the challenge. Very Asian of you.
I'm in it for the challenge.
You're
I
just
love
like-
a challenge.
You're just like, babies, bring it on. Yeah.
Yeah. Give me them kids. No. Hell
Don't
no.
ever say that sentence.
Ever.
Give me them kids. Give me them. Hey, you. Give me your kids
Give me
right
a kid
now.
right now. Oh, God. No. I know that I would want kids, but, like, probably when I know that all the attention that I would want to give my kid could be fully there. I want to be, like, a fully present parent, you know? Because I feel like every child deserves a fully present parent.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, like, you're kind of just, like, steamrolling through life.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You are now a nurse, and you have come out with, you're performing a lot. You and your homies are performing a crap ton. Your latest thing that's out is Just Might. And I listened to your latest evergreen GC session of that.
That was a good one. I sounded
so-
nice on that. These late night calls are killing me, killing me, killing me. But I give you my heart so, so, so. Loving when we talk.
so good. And you know what I think the move is that like live keys.
Yeah.
Live keys.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, singing over your track, that was dope too. The first GC session was dope as well.
Oh,
But
I
I
was
can
so scared for
tell.
that. I was so fucking scared for that.
Why?
I mean, anytime Good Company calls me for anything, I get really nervous because I look up to Good Company so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God, like they are just so awesome as humans and like the work that they do. On top of that, like I really admire them. And so when they call me, I'm like, oh my God. And they're like one take. They're one take people. So if you do a live, they'll keep if you fuck it up.
That's
And,
what I
like,
was curious about. I was like, can
Yeah.
I run that again? And they're just like, nah.
I mean, like, you can, but typically it's like one time.
Wow.
So you gotta be ready.
Because you don't want to be the person that says, like, I feel like I was flat during this part of the song. I feel like I was sharp during this part of the song.
Yeah. And in my head, I feel like it's like, okay, if you had one shot, you gotta do it right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because this opportunity might never come to you again. So be prepared at any given point in time. And so that's kind of my thought every time I go there. Like, okay, on the off chance that they don't let you do it again, right? Do it right the first time. But I feel like what's nice about that, though, is like if you fuck up, like, and it's going to get posted, you know? But it shows that it's real. Like, you're a human being.
It's
like,
so
you make
human.
mistakes. Yeah, and I love that. And that's something that, especially with Good Company, I feel like I've learned to accept that. Because before, I'd be very picky. Like, the first live session I ever did with them for personal, I had to redo it because I watched the video back and I looked stiff as shit. I was like, oh my God. And it was just, I felt so bad about it. And when I did it again, I felt a lot better. But I felt like, oh my God, like this is such a hassle. I feel bad that I asked to do it again. But, you know, they were nice enough to.
But that's okay.
It,
like,
yeah.
I get that. I mean, it takes a lot to go out there and do your damn thing. And music and art in general is both a beautiful but such a crippling thing, because after you do it, how much of that day after having done it do you think about what you just did? You know, like after a podcast that I feel like that didn't go well, I'll think about it over and over and over and over and over again. I'll listen to it all day, and I'll be like, I could have done better. And then I put it out and people are like, this is the most amazing, you know, this is a great episode.
Yeah.
And what are some like healthy habits that you've formed to kind of help you as a creative? Because I know that we can just easily beat ourselves up.
Oh, like, you mean like what do I do in order to like keep my brain calm?
Exactly. You're struggling even saying it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, music is really what I do the most. I feel like if I feel like I made something or I perform kind of shit, then I'll probably practice. I'll just keep going because I feel like if I see an opportunity where I could do better, I want to try to do better. I want to make that effort. But I don't know. I feel like I'm I like to keep myself busy. Like, I like to do a lot of things, and if I know that I'm working on something that I know I struggle with, then I feel like that keeps me calm because I know that I'm actively working towards getting better at whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I respect that. I like that. I vibe with the keeping yourself busy because you can still be productive in different facets and distract yourself from what has been eating away at you. I've been trying to do this thing that every time I feel like I've made a mistake, instead of just dwelling on it, I will learn from it.
Yeah.
And I have to tell myself, okay, Christian, this is a learning experience. I need to move on from it. And then that kind of helps me feel better.
Oh, I agree. Do you think you know how to relax?
Sometimes I have to really think about it. I really have to be like, Christian, your shoulders are up. Okay, put them down. All right.
I don't know how to relax sometimes. Like,
So,
that's something
what do
I
you do?
noticed recently. Like, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what I need to do in order to really relax. Because I think a lot. Like, I got a lot of thoughts in this brain, you know? I got a lot of thoughts. And so I'm just like, okay, like, how do I stop thinking? But I think listening to music helps. It also, I don't know, I just, trying to do things that aren't, like, work is difficult for me. Because I find my work to be peaceful. You
That's
know?
good.
Like, if I'm listening to music, in my brain, it's still studying the music that I'm listening to, so I could be like, oh, okay, like, oh, I like how they did that. Maybe I could try something like that with what I do. But it's still peaceful to me because it's also, like, something I love and I enjoy, you know? And I think that's what I love the most about the music that I make and, like, the fact that I do music at all, because it's peaceful for me, but it's also something like I really enjoy doing, you know.
I love that. I love that you've found this happy marriage of being able to relax and feel like you're working.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a lot of creatives, including myself, that feel the internal guilt of relaxing too hard or just relaxing and not working. I'll be playing video games, which I've loved, and it's a way for me to connect with my brother and some like friends, or just like a way to turn my brain off. But ever since I reached a certain age, I've always felt this guilt in the back of my mind of like, Christian, you need to be doing something.
You could be doing more, or like, why aren't you working, or whatever. I feel like having that mindset of like, okay, you got to keep going, you got to keep doing this, this, and that in order to get to where you want to be is great. But also not being able to find that balance of like, okay, you got to also take care of your brain, right? Burnout happens so much for me. Like, it's nuts. Like, I will go through periods of time where I will make, like, 10 songs, like, probably in, like, 2 months. And then I won't make songs for, like, 6 months. Or touch music. Yeah, but I'll listen to music and I'll be like, oh, I really like this, I like that, I like this. And then after those 6 months, I'm like, I think I'm going to start making my own, you know? But now I think I've kind of developed a system where it's like, okay, if I feel like I'm getting tired, just stop. Yeah. Take a little break.
That's good.
Remember why you are interested in it in the first place. Like, I started making music because I was interested in the music. Like, I love how certain songs sound, or like how people sing, or what they write about. And so I'll look for things that I love, and then I'll be like, I really like that and admire that. And then I'll be like, okay, wait, I could do that. And then I'll feel better about it and I'll start working again. So just cycling that is pretty nice. Anders has a great way of doing that too. Like, watching him create is nuts.
I want to see that because I don't know that side of Anders. Shout out to Anders, by the way.
Shout out to Anders.
I don't know that side of him yet. I've seen him perform. I've seen him play guitar. I've seen him, you know, at the EP
talented.
And he's incredibly talented. And he's been referenced by other people I've had on this podcast of just like, you know, but when I had Yeti and Tiki on and they were talking about why, they're just like, we have a question about this. Hit up Anders, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that, and he studied music. Did you study music?
A little bit. I think I studied it for like a few months, and then COVID hit, and then all of a sudden, like, they just stopped the classes, and it was no more. And then I did nursing. So
for Reminiscence, is that you on piano?
No. Everything on Reminiscence is pretty much made by somebody else. Okay. I pretty much just created the melodies, did the harmonies.
Hey, don't downplay it. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's still a lot. But damn, the production on that album is nuts.
It was really good.
It's really good.
Because I was expecting, you know, going back to the bottom of your discography, I was like, okay, like I will.
Like the starting, yeah, you know what I mean?
I'm preparing for the bedroom sound.
I made it myself, like la la la.
Which there's a beauty to that as well. But like I was so impressed. I was just like, this is quality. And then how about Miss You? Was that you on guitar?
Yeah, that was.
I love
It's so cute to me.
That sound of, you know, your fingernails hitting each string with every strum. And even at the end of the track, you kind of like, you hear
the
rustling
shuffling
of the chair. I am in love with the imperfect sounds like that, even in like film.
Me too.
And in music.
Because it makes it so much more personal, like very real. Like, I think there was a time where I had only recorded a lot of my songs on voice memos. And I wanted to put out like a really small EP of just all of those things on voice memos, because it's so sincere. Because you can hear me being like, "Okay, we're gonna start," boop 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 boop, and you can hear because I record in my bed, so you'll hear all the blankets shuffling, and you'll hear like the ting 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 of the guitar as I'm moving around, and it just feels like I'm right there, you know. And I love when music is like that, where it feels like you're right with whoever's singing or whoever's talking or whatever. It just feels so much more personal that way.
Did this vocal journey start off with in the typical Filipino fashion, like karaoke, and there was family parties, and then you were young, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, Jay, you can sing."
Yes.
Talk to me about that because I can connect with that.
So I remember when I was little, I always loved to sing. I just sang a lot. I know that. I remember in elementary school, like, I had a music teacher who like sang a lot of jazz, and so she taught us the ABCs, but in jazz form, and I would sing it to my parents, and they'd be like, "Go sing this for like your like aunties and uncles," and I'd be like, "Okay," and so I do it, and because I was too young, I didn't know like all the karaoke songs yet, but my mom, she put me in like musical theater voice training or something. I went to like ABC Music for a while, and I would like train through that, and then I tried to learn piano, hated it. I regret that now as an adult who makes music. Like, I wish that I had continued, but constantly singing at parties was like, you know, a traditional Filipino thing that you have to do. I'm always like, "No, you have to sing, and then sing another one, and then sing another one, and then sing another one."
Always.
Yeah.
They say sample, or go up there, and then before I get ahead of myself, I'm gonna get back to that, but piano is so important because my parents gave me the opportunity to learn piano as well, and I passed it up. I learned violin, which is fucking dope.
That's
I'm
nuts.
not good. I stopped as a kid.
I wanted to learn violin.
Violin's so hard. It is so hard. But piano, I think, is just, incredible to lay the foundation for a good musician because it's all right there.
That's the first thing I saw when I walked into your house. The piano. I was like, boom, there it is.
We just got that for free.
What?
Boda free.
What?
I can keep my ear close to the ground for you. I have a friend that moves pianos, and sometimes places get rid of. Do you have a piano already? I'm assuming.
I don't. I have like a keyboard, but I have nowhere to put it. That's the issue. If I had somewhere to put it, because I had been asking my parents if I could just get like a free piano that's like on Facebook Marketplace, and they're like, "No, because you have nowhere to put it." And I'm like, "But I'll make the space." I literally cannot make the space.
It'll be
There's
stuff.
nowhere to put it, but I want it really bad. So
but you already have a
day,
keyboard, so that works too.
Another thing is they're like, you can't get it unless you're gonna use it, and I can't play piano. I can play things by ear. I have like a little MIDI keyboard that I use every once in a while when I produce stuff, but it's usually because I can play it by ear. I know harmonies really well, but I can't piano.
But you're an ambitious person. Like, I believe in you.
Thank you. I believe in you too.
Thank you so much. The words of affirmation is what this is. No, you said this thing about like 5 minutes ago when you're listening to music, you say, "I can do that," and those few words are so important to say, because to be completely transparent, like, I often say to myself, I can't do that. I feel that myself as a vocalist am very rigid. I know you haven't heard much of me singing, but I feel
heard it
very
a little
rigid.
bit, actually.
Oh, thank you.
I've gone through your YouTube.
Oh, stop.
Yeah. I knew that you were going to do research on me. I was like, I got to do some research on you.
No, you don't have to. Whoa, that's not the...
Well, I care.
Thank you.
Care.
So what have you seen?
Well, I've seen some of your podcasts. I've seen the ones about the movies for sure.
Okay.
I was going to ask for a movie recommendation.
Oh.
Because I'm not a huge movie person.
What are you in the mood for? And I'll tell you.
Okay, well, I'm a little bitch, so I can't do anything scary.
No horror movies.
No,
okay,
please no. I'm not going to be able to handle it.
There's a rom-com called Hereditary.
Oh, shit.
That you would
somebody's actually said that shit to me. Be like, oh my God, I know this really good movie I think you would love. Hereditary.
Did you watch it?
No, because I know what it was.
You should watch it.
I knew what it was.
You should, like...
I don't want to watch it. It
is, just so you know that it's out there.
That's all I need to know.
And to know
all I need to know is that it's out there and that it's there if I ever choose to watch it.
It is so good. It's a great date night movie. I mean, because you're going to be clinging on to your significant other.
No, that's not how it's going to work for me. Every time I watch horror movies, nobody can touch me. All the lights have to be on.
Okay.
Nobody can say anything.
Wow.
You have to let me just speak at the TV and scream and just oh my God.
You're saying shit like,
if somebody tried to touch me during like just like hold my hand, I'd be like, get the fuck off me. Be like, don't touch me right now. I will scream. I can't do it. Trailers are bad for me.
Trailers.
Dude, I was in high school. There was there was a horror movie trailer. I think it was like Halloween time, and me and my friend, we were like trying to figure out if we were gonna go see a horror movie together. And I was like, okay. And we were looking at a list of different trailers to watch, and there was one, I think it was called Mama, and it was like a lady who had her like face redone or something, and she's like covered in bandages, and like she has 2 sons, and they're questioning if that's really their mom. That shit, the trailer gave me nightmares for 2 months.
2 months?
2 fucking months.
What? Just the trailer?
I'm telling you, I'm a little bitch when it comes to horror movies. I can't do it.
Holy fuck.
Usually I'll say I can't, but I can't.
So what's
I know myself
Halloween
well
like for you? Like when it's that time of year and it's spooky season, are you just...
I make sure that whatever I choose to watch, like whatever streaming service, has no ads. It's that bad. I can't do it. I can't watch YouTube. Can't do it.
Have you
know,
seen
if
this?
I'm scrolling through TikTok, I scroll really fast.
Oh, because everyone's like, you gotta watch this horror movie.
And I'm like, no. Dude, I'll put like not interested.
Immediately.
Not blocked. Like, I can't do it. I can't do it. It just, it terrifies me.
I see it in your face already. Like,
yes,
how...
the panic. I can't do it.
Holy shit. Damn, dude.
It's
Okay,
bad.
Noted that I won't have the next time you do this podcast.
Everything's horror themed.
I should just have like...
Start crying.
I open the door and Hereditary's playing in the living room.
Why would you do this? You knew you had one job. Oh God! Oh my God!
It's just so funny. Like I hear you and I will respect your wishes, but the thought of you getting so hyped up from a horror movie to the point where no one can touch you.
Nobody can touch me. Nobody can.
Like that's a
touch
whole
me.
other level of like being frightened, because typically when someone's scared, they're just like holding me, or like, you know, I need to like hold on to something.
Yeah, it's a whole, like, I will hold on to pillows, but nobody can touch me. Like I will, but it will never be a person. It will be something that I know is not alive. I don't know why. It is the way it is. I think what's that zombie show that came out recently? I can't remember.
Black Summer.
No.
Walking Dead.
No.
You said recently, so zombie
there's
show.
There's like a mushroom or something, fungus or whatever.
The Last of Us.
The fucking Last of Us. Okay. I told David and Cujo that I'd never seen it. I've never played the game, but I wanted to see it because it looked really interesting and it looked cool. And I was like,
good.
I want to see it. And they were like, okay, so let's watch the first 2 episodes. I had David walk me to my garage door and wait until I got inside and I closed the garage door. And guess what?
What?
Dude, my dad, I love my dad, okay? But this guy, he loves to scare me, okay? But he had no fucking clue that I had watched that night. And so when I walked into my house, like there's like a long hallway, okay? And I have to go turn off the alarm in my house. And my dad is just standing there in the dark, waiting for me. Waiting for me! He's just like, and he's not saying anything. And I'm just walking into the house. And mind you, okay. Fun fact, I'm really scared of the dark. I am,
oh shit,
as an adult, like I am horribly scared of the dark. So I'm like, but I'm in a rush. I got to turn off the alarm, but I just see shadows moving in the dark and like scurrying. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? After just watching that show, and then I turn on the light. My dad goes, ah, and I'm like, ah! I started crying. I fell to the ground.
Oh, legitimately crying?
Yeah, and then I just hear my mom laughing from the living room, and I'm like, she doesn't even feel bad. Like no one feels bad. It's yeah.
Wait, do you sleep in the dark? You have a nightlight. Oh, you have a nightlight, Jay.
I'm scared.
What's your nightlight? What kind of nightlight do you have?
It's a star.
It's
stars
stars
on the ceiling.
Multiple stars.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a sky. Like, you know those little skylight thingies?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what you have.
Yeah.
And then that brings you back. Noted that, yes, the next time you do this podcast,
it's going to be in pitch darkness.
It's just everything's going to be dark. I'll be like, covered in blood. I'll be just all dressed up in scary shit. I feel bad now because when you were trying to find my home, it was dark outside. And here you are just roaming the streets of Vallejo.
I was like, I couldn't figure out. There's no numbers. I mean, there are, but like I didn't know where to find them. I thought they'd be like towards the outside, closer to the street.
No, you kind of have to like dig for it. Yeah, like we're a little incognito.
Yeah, I was like walking. Here. I was like, okay, looking at the numbers. I was like, okay, but where's Where's your number?
And you came early. Very not Filipino of you. You came like...
Dude, I'm an on-time bitch.
You're very on time that
I am
was...
a punctual woman.
15 minutes earlier. That was like nuts. Yeah.
I was like, I want to make sure that I'm here just in case if you needed help to prepare.
Oh, that's so nice.
Anything. Yeah.
Wow.
Just in case.
Are you always not late?
It depends. Recently, I've been trying to be later because I can't show up. Like, example, you can't show up to the club when it opens. Don't be that bitch. I've learned my...
has ever shown up? You've shown up to the club early. You have done that. What happens when that happens? Like,
it's just really awkward and uncomfortable, okay?
Like
you just sit there and you just wait. And hours go by, and you're just like...
It's still a restaurant inside. They haven't cleared the tables. What club was this that you went to?
I don't remember. I was already lit when I got there.
You're buzzballed out.
Yeah.
I gotta say, can I tell the listeners?
Go ahead.
So Jay comes into... She comes into... You're just like a slurry of things. Very, so punctual that you're early. Very polite. You come in, you compliment my house and whatnot. And I offer you, like, do you want water? And I'll take a glass of water. I said, like, I have, like, seltzers if you want that. Like, I couldn't... And I was making a joke. I said, I don't have any buzz balls. And you say, I have a buzz ball in my car. You were ready.
I was prepared.
So what is this? You're trying to get sponsored by Buzzballs or something?
Nah, it's just easy and convenient that it just... If I gotta, jump from point A to point B, then there it is. That's my pal.
And it's that flavor that you like, the chocolate one?
Currently, right now, yes.
Wow, okay.
Chili mango's pretty good, too.
Okay.
Lime is also good. Names all the flavors. They're all...
I know everything.
I know every single...
This is their annual revenue.
Dude, I only started drinking Buzzballs this year.
It's kind of like...
Yeah.
Same here. I think the first time I had a Buzzball was March of this year. And it makes sense. I get it.
I get it now. I used to be like, no, I don't want to drink that. That scares me because I've seen my friends be like, no, I'm cool. They'll start and then they'll chug one and they're out for the night. And I'm like, oh my God.
Of this size? They'll chug this size? Because I've seen the fat ones.
The fat ones? Oh my God. Someone drinking that by themselves.
Go home.
Don't
sober
even
up
leave
and
the
go
house.
home. Yeah, just actually.
Just stay where you are.
I'll start laying the blankets now.
Yeah. Just take a nap. It's okay.
Also, it's so interesting. Like, I think the second time we ever interacted, you were opening a Buzzball in front of me.
Yeah.
And you did this technique where you took the Buzzball and you took both thumbs. You fucking did that. And I was like, what kind of black magic witchcraft is this?
Somebody said that to me another time too. They're like, why do you open it like that? I'm like, I don't know.
That took effort. That hurt that was my first time doing that ever.
Usually, like, okay, I feel like I did that before because I used to have like acrylic nails all the time. So I couldn't like lift it. It would like hurt me.
Yeah.
So I would like do it that way. But now there's no reason for me to do that. I just do. I just am.
It's subconscious to you.
Yeah, at this point.
It's so
People
funny.
always comment on it.
Because I didn't really know you. We're getting to know each other. And if that's the third thing I know about you ever, is that, okay, Jay sings and she's good. Jay's really nice. Jay opens Buzzballs this way.
Super fucking weird.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
I want to talk about karaoke a bit more.
Yeah.
So would you say that's where you got a lot of your stage presence? Because that's where I got a lot of mine, was singing for my family.
No, actually. You know, what's funny? As I got older, I think I stopped doing karaoke a lot in middle school.
Why?
I don't know. I just found a way to get out of it.
What is it?
I don't know. It's just hide and don't say anything.
You don't pop out for karaoke?
No, they'll look for me and I'll be like hiding somewhere. I'll be like, nope. I'll be like, I'm sick. I can't sing right now. I'm so sorry.
Whoa. How come
it's not even a joke.
Why did you want to stop? What's wrong? What's wrong with karaoke to you?
There's nothing wrong with karaoke. It's just the fact that like I'm shy. Like, I know I said I wasn't shy earlier, but like when it comes to performing, I'm shy. I get really scared. Like I'm like, in a panic. I don't want to fuck it up, especially if it's somebody else's song and like everybody knows how it's supposed to sound. If I fuck that shit up, I'm never going to hear the end of it. Because they know I can sing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can sing, they expect you to be like, okay, you can do this. And sometimes I can. Sometimes I can't. I'm a human. You know, I bet whoever wrote that song can't do it all the time either.
Well, what
But,
songs are you trying to sing at karaoke where it's kind of
what do you think?
life or death? You're belting everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Are you asking me for specific?
Yeah. Are there ones that you know that are true Filipino karaoke songs?
There's a lot of Celine Dion.
Yeah.
I know that.
Can't do that.
They want you to do Whitney Houston probably.
Yep.
All the powerhouse female singers they want you to do.
Yeah. I can't sing those. It's not in my range. And will I try? Yes. Will I fail? Probably.
Can't you you could put down the key if you really want.
Yeah, but then I don't want to look like a little bitch. I want to be like, I can do it.
I can
like,
do this in
hell
the
yeah.
original key.
Yeah, I can do it in the original key. No, I can't.
You know what my family's been asking me to sing lately at karaoke parties is like Bruno Mars's entire fucking repertoire.
Yeah, the whole thing.
It's just like not like every single
In a row. All in one go. You can't stop.
I'd be destroyed. I would be done after
dead.
one song. If I could hit any of those
hard.
notes,
It's hard.
tough. Yeah, I mean, he already sings probably in your range.
He sings pretty high.
He's an alto, I would say.
Yeah.
That guy sings really fucking high.
That dude, what a guy.
What a guy.
What a guy.
Got to see him live. Got to see his
Really?
residency in Las Vegas with Anderson .Paak.
What?
And it was by far the best concert
That
I'd
must have
ever
been
been
crazy.
to. It was so good. And he could dance too.
Stage
and-
presence is incredible.
Yeah. Stage presence is so important.
It's so important.
And to bring it back to you, like you have really good stage presence.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Even like with just your sound checks, they're really good. I know I didn't get to
Oh,
stay
right.
for.
You were there for the sound check.
Yeah, so I got to watch it all from the side. And like you're
For the day of, right?
the day of.
That was probably the most active I was during soundcheck. Any other time you see me doing soundcheck, I am sitting and I am laying down. Like I'm literally on the ground on a pillow and I'm singing like this.
Because you just want to know that it sounds good.
Yeah, and I have a hood on and my eyes are closed and But I don't know, the day of, that's like I was doing good. I was doing cool.
Yeah.
And I thought I was going to be like rock solid for the performance. And then I got lit. And then I was like, whoop, nope.
Yeah, how was it? Because I got to leave. How was the rest of the performance for you? How were your nerves? How did you feel?
Ooh, I was scared. But I was like, you know what? Just keep drinking.
Keep drinking.
Because, technically, okay, so when I perform and it's something important, usually I follow a very strict diet.
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
whoa.
Yeah, there's like a whole thing. Like, no caffeine, no sugar, not a lot of salt, mainly water, just like rabbit food, basically, and water. A lot of water. Yeah. No dairy. Cannot have dairy at all.
No dairy, no sweets.
No, none.
Anything that might produce the slightest amount of phlegm.
Yep. Nope. Mm-mm.
It's just like, have you ever had to do a performance after getting over a sickness? And it's just the worst.
It's terrible. And a lot of the time when I get sick, I lose my voice.
Oh, shit.
So a lot of the time I'm like, I want to cancel, but I'm like, this is a really good opportunity for me. So I can't. Yeah. And so I'm just like, fight through it.
Uh-huh.
Just suck it up.
And
it turns out okay, but I'll probably like adjust the songs that I perform. And I'll be like, okay, whatever it is like in a lower key or like it's just something I don't have to belt super hard on. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, man. Singing after you're sick is
tough.
A hard time.
It seems like you could get through it. Great stage presence.
Thank you.
Good.
That really means a lot to me.
It's good. Like I think the move is closing your eyes when singing. Which I
love closing my eyes.
My theory, can I say two things?
Yes.
My theory is that if you can't see everyone else, then you're less nervous, right? But also, it looks like you're really into the music. So it's like two birds with one stone.
100%. Expose everybody out there who closes their eyes when they're singing. Yeah,
I don't mean
me included. Me included.
It's a good move.
It's real. Yeah. It helps me a lot. If I feel like I'm nervous, I close my eyes. But then the thing is, like, I move around a lot, so I tend to trip.
Oh my god.
So
you look like you might be a clumsy person. Is this true?
Yeah.
You said on Vans and Weed that you are very agile in water, but not
on land, man. No.
Why is that? What happened?
I don't know. I trip all the time over nothing, over myself. I bump into everything all the time. I knock things over all the time. I don't know why. I can't help it. It's not even like I'm trying. It's not even like I don't see it there. It just continues to keep happening. I'm like, get it together.
You're so like gravity challenged.
I am gravity challenged.
Mm-hmm.
But I do my best.
The way you look like on stage, it's so graceful sometimes.
That is so funny.
You know, like you have these movements where it's very I'm not gonna do it in front of you, but you know what I'm talking about. And then to just think about you off stage and just tripping everywhere is so funny.
Yeah, no, dude, it's bad. It's so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised. I think I'm just way more self-conscious when I'm on stage because I know I want to look cool.
Yeah.
I want to be like, yeah, like that's right. Like I can do this. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But as soon as it's like it's over, I'm like, I'm running around, I'm falling, I'm running into people. I'm like, guys, and they're like, slow down. I'm like, okay.
You play it off well. I want to say that you're also a very good actress.
Thank you.
I was telling Cujo that he's also a very good actor, but
He's
you know,
great.
I had referenced on his podcast the short that you guys did for Sorry I'm High.
Yeah.
The talk about snails.
Are you seriously gonna tell me you'd rather be a snail than a worm?
Snails are good for the environment. Worms aren't.
All right, I'm like 98% sure that's not true. It's like, what the fuck do snails even do? They just leave their little pussy juices on the sidewalk. Worms split into two when they die.
That's actually a myth, but you wouldn't know that, of course. And besides, I don't expect much from a worm lover anyway.
Yeah.
And that was so much for it being so little.
Yeah.
And your performance in, you know, I love movies. I love watching people act. I love storytelling, whether it's through music or through words. And that was so impressive.
Thank you. That means a lot.
I mean,
like a lot.
How, what, any background, or was that just like, hey, turn on the camera, like, let me do this, or is there?
No, there's no background. I always considered like acting because I was like, okay, like as a singer, right? You do music videos and stuff, and you got to pretend, you got to act to whatever the hell you're singing about. But I've never actually like acted like that until Cujo had like asked me one day. And it was super random. Like we weren't even close at that time, but he was just like, he called me on FaceTime. He's like, hey, can you act? And I was like, no, but I will try. And I tried, and it turned out really good. And he was like, yeah, let's shoot it. And so we did.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I would like to do more of that one day. I did write a film, like a small one. Yeah.
Let's talk about that. How are we talking about this so late in the game? Let's go. Like, please.
I've like mentioned it like a few times in passing, like whether it was like in a YouTube video or like in the Vans and Weed podcast. But I don't know. I wanted to build an album, and then I was like, I feel like it would be really cool if every song had a video for it. And then I was like, it kind of follows a storyline. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I just write a film, like a small one or like a short or something? And I did. It's like 16 pages long.
Dude, that is incredible.
I'll send it to you so you can read it. And then you can critique it, and then you can tell me.
And if I'm going to be a true friend, and I will give you real criticisms.
Yeah, I would like that because I don't want it to look stupid.
It's not going to look stupid.
Cujo's in it.
Wow. Of course. I expect nothing less. That, like, you two together, like, just from that short and just from like performing together and what I've seen, it's incredible. Like, I don't know, you two are a force. Your homies is a force that I think every single creative needs to see, you know, for inspiration. I know that you guys are younger than me, but I do look up to you for many reasons, and my creative outlet is different than yours, but as a creative, nonetheless, you guys are killing it.
Thank you.
You should audition for acting roles. I think you should do it. I think you have to look for it.
I had done it once, but I don't know. I don't know where to do that. I want to, but I don't know how to go about it. Pretty much.
There's just some like websites because you have headshots. You have headshots on headshots. I know you got that.
Somewhere, probably.
Somewhere.
I want like normal ones,
Mhm.
like ones where I'm not in a wig.
Uh-huh.
Because all the headshots I have are of me in a red wig, and like I don't look like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I would like to continue acting. I feel like that's something that I've definitely had interest in. I don't know. I didn't think about it that much, except for the film that I had written.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah.
whether it's through your film, whether it's you could like look up SF casting, and I think you could just even get some
Mhm.
commercial roles here.
I was in a commercial when I was little.
Ooh, let's talk about that. What commercial?
It was a Mother's Day commercial for Johnson & Johnson. It was a
Whoa.
Filipino family commercial.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What? Your
I was,
parents
like-
really?
I was really little. I was like probably like 6 or something. And it was basically, or no, I don't know if it was a Johnson & Johnson. It was something like, oh, probably not Johnson & Johnson. It was like send something to your mom. My dad worked for Johnson & Johnson at the time, so that's probably where I'm getting that from. But all I had to say was, I love you, Mommy. And that was it. Yeah.
Whoa,
and then
see-
somebody else said it in like Tagalog, and I was like, oh. Yeah. And
So-
that was it.
That's on your resume.
Somewhere.
So-
I don't know where it is. It's somewhere floating around the internet. And if somebody finds it, I want to see it.
Well,
I
if
would love to see wherever the
you
hell
can
that
tell me
went.
what the fuck the company is or what it was for.
I'll ask my dad tonight.
Please do. And then
Yeah,
send me the
then
video so I can put it on the
insert the
podcast.
clip.
Call or visit an LBC branch to buy flowers and have them sent directly to Mom to tell her.
I love you, Mommy.
Yeah.
Do you speak any Tagalog?
No, but I can understand all the cuss words and when people talk shit about me.
Whoa. Why do people try to talk shit about you in front of you, knowing that you're Filipino?
Yeah, because they know that I'm like super American.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
But little do they know, you know what they're saying.
Yeah, I know. Don't test me though. I can tell by the way they're saying it and the way that they're acting that they're like trying to be like, oh, like this bitch doesn't know anything. Like they don't know like
Ugh.
you know what I mean? Like the snarky like
There's like older Filipinos,
Yeah.
Both men and women that, I mean, our culture is full of gossip.
Yep.
They love to gossip.
Yep.
My mom and her sisters just talking mad shit. And I'm
Yep.
like, because I understand it.
We are shit talkers, that is for sure.
It just like runs in the fan. I don't know why.
It just is.
It's just.
Yeah, I wonder why that is though.
Because maybe this is my theory, is that in the Philippines where it's impoverished and there ain't shit to do,
Yeah.
there's 2 things to do. There's make babies, which our culture does a lot of.
Yes.
Just so many.
So many.
That's why family parties are so huge. And the second one, since there's nothing else to do, you just talk shit.
Yeah. All the family drama.
All the family fucking
drama.
and they stop
And
talking.
it's wild drama. It's not even like just like, oh my God, like, did you see what she's wearing? Although that is still existing.
That's
It's
exactly,
like,
yep.
did you hear that blah, 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 blah? And you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Like,
did you hear your Tito Roy has a second wife?
Yeah,
That
and
he
you're like-
never told his
and the tea is always hot. The tea is always hot. And you're like, oh my God, no, tell me more.
No, please, yeah.
Yeah.
They should be
like-
serving popcorn at these family parties.
Yeah. I'm like, damn, this should be like a TV show.
Which is why there's so
Yeah.
many TV shows and TV dramas.
There are so
On the Filipino
fucking
channel.
many. I can never keep track. I'm like, damn, but they're always good. And I'm always like, oh my God.
I feel like if you went to the Philippines and auditioned for anything, you would get it. You have the
That would be
complexion
fun.
for it.
All the tattoos though, I don't know, man.
They
and the
might.
piercings, I might be casted as like the alt girl.
Yeah,
for sure.
You'd for sure be the
An
alt girl. Yeah, and your lines would all have to be in English or very poor Tagalog since you
Yeah,
don't speak it.
very poor, very very poor.
Yeah, my parents used to say they would like, we want to send you to the Philippines so that you could like enter a singing competition and get famous. And like,
Yeah, my parents said this to me too.
always,
Of course, I expect nothing less.
just how it is.
Yeah.
What's 2024 looking like for you?
2024. Well, I have stocked up a lot of songs this year. I
Nice.
took the time to really take care of them. I think I just have to get them mixed and mastered and be putting out a lot of music next year. I do really want to start working on my film. That's like a goal of mine. That's so funny you asked that because I was trying to write down my goals for this coming year.
Mm-hmm.
But I do
perfect.
want to put out a project, whether that's just by myself or with somebody else. I want to start that film. I know I said that already. But those are like, I really, really want to start that film. Like it is
that important.
It is just eating at me. I want to try so bad.
You should do it. You know, you must have heard this all the time. Every creator hears this, but the hardest part is starting.
Yeah.
And what you've already started by writing it, but like now execute, right?
Yeah, the execution part is because I don't really I don't know anything about film, and that's where I struggle. Like that's why I'm glad I have David and I have Viv, and like they're very helpful with helping me, you know, figure out what I need in order to start. But like, damn, you know, it's hard. It's a lot. It's a lot of work, way more than I was anticipating. But it allows me more space to grow. Yeah, and I'm excited for that.
I can see how it's daunting. It's just, it's easy to not start something when...
And it's attached to an album. So my thought is like everything in the album has to coincide with the film. And I have to finish the album. I want to finish that album so bad. But that album is with Anders. So
what?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
I love Anders. Anders is so cool.
So talented. Yeah. I mean, just what a guy. What a guy.
Have you had a podcast with him yet?
No, other than the
short one.
Other than the short one, no, not yet. I do want to set it up. I was trying to set it up with both him and Yeti.
Yeah.
When they had come out with Chair Party, but plans fell through. And but I'll probably hit them up and try to figure out something for sure.
How was your podcast with Cam and Quez?
So by the time this comes out, it'll already be out.
Oh, I know.
It's so funny.
Dude, I heard they were going to you, and I was like, oh, shit, this is going to be so good.
So at the end of this podcast, I'm sure you know, we do like an improv scene. But I also sometimes, depending on time and like what the vibes are, I provide like, hey, do you guys want to freestyle rap on this?
No way.
And we freestyle. And I'm going to put the clip up right here, but Gluck, Gluck, 3,000. Go to town and I'm pounding. Gluck, Gluck, 3,000. We're going to go to town and I'm pounding. I said Gluck, Gluck, 3,000. Yeah, we go to town and I'm pounding. Yeah, Gluck, Gluck, 3,000. We go to town and we pounding. We all start chanting. We all start chanting Gluck Gluck 3000.
Oh God.
We go to town, we pounding, yeah. Gluck Gluck 3000. We go to town, we pound. It's so funny, and they're just so hyped, and they're the energy. That's the type of energy I want on this podcast.
100%.
They're so funny. It's ridiculous.
They're the perfect pair. I swear. Every time I've seen them, like if you just leave a camera on and you just let them hang out, it is always so funny.
Oh, I did. I turned on all the cameras and I recorded and I went to the bathroom.
It is so funny.
So funny.
Some of the old videos that I know Cujo has on his channel from like the homies. Mm-hmm. Like there's a clip of just like he had turned the camera on. It's just like Cam and Quez in the room and they're like recording something. It's just so fucking funny. I'll have to send it to you. But,
please.
That's crazy cause niggas don't know I just farted in this motherfucking room and the shit's dead. Whoa. Nah, I really didn't bark, Cam. I'm just playing, nigga. Come back.
Hey, listen. I'm fire than the fucking dragon. Nigga on my balls, bitch. That shit just be dragging. I got that gabagool. I got that slang and slang. I got everything, my nigga. We're gonna sell this gabba and then we're gonna get out of this motherfucking room. I love that gabba bro. I swear to God. Ah, that's that shit makes you good, bro.
It is so fucking funny to me. Mm-hmm. And when I rewatch it, I always laugh without fail. Like they're so good.
They're good vibes and they're a perfect pair. They said I mean, you'll see it in the video that I put up.
I'm so excited for that.
Speaking of which, we're going to do some improv before we get on out of here.
Yeah.
Have you done improv before?
No. But I was warned that this would happen, so I was psychologically prepared.
I even did an improv scene with LaRussell. It was so funny.
Yeah,
it's just all so interesting. Yeah, it surprises me when I do improv with people that have never done it before because I'm like, whoa, what the fuck?
Let's see how your brain works. Let's see how quick it functions.
Sometimes it's even funnier when they're just like, it works out. Mm-hmm. But any questions before we go?
No.
Okay. Mm-hmm. It could be based on anything and everything or off a particular conversation from this episode. So without further ado, baddies, ladies and gentlemen of all ages, it can't be that bad. Where's Jay? I haven't seen Jay in such a long time. I don't know. But do you see? She wears that red wig now. And oh my God, do you remember her song of Steady? She was talking, I know, so salvaje naman. Oh my gosh, Jay, lika dito. Jay, lika dito.
Tita, no. Tita,
Jay,
please.
karaoke is going right now. I saw you eat the pinakbet. I saw you eat the ginatan. I saw you eat the pancit. Pero you don't want to sing karaoke for your family?
Tita, I'm too full. I lost my voice, Tita. Tita, I can't.
Jay, you're not full. You're so skinny. You're so skinny. You need to eat more. You need to eat more. You need to sing more.
Tita, I know. I want to be thick. I want to be thick, Tita. I know.
I know. Do you see all the thick baddies on TikTok? Are you on TikTok?
Yes, Tita.
Yes. You have to go see. Okay. Now, if you want to be a bad bitch, if you want to go be like Sawiti or Doja Cat,
yes.
You go up there in front of everybody and you start slaying your shit, bitch.
Okay, Tita. I understand. Okay, I'll go up there. Give me 5 minutes to prepare.
Cut to the bedroom upstairs where Jay and her cousin are talking about how she doesn't want to actually sing karaoke.
Girl, I don't want to do this.
Why don't you want to do that?
I don't want to fucking sing in front of our family. I don't want to do it again.
But they're our family.
I don't want to sing Celine Dion for the 30th time tonight. I don't want to do it again.
How hard is singing all by yourself gonna be?
You do it then.
I can try my best.
Then do it.
I'm gonna cut to the karaoke where your cousin, give me a cousin's name.
Mark,
I'm a guy now.
You never know. You never know.
All right. Why is Mark here? Mark's here. Hi, hi tita, hi tito. I'm gonna sing All By Yourself by Celine Dion. Jay's not feeling well. Hey, close your mouth when you cough, okay? I thought you're a nurse. You should know this. Okay, cut to afterwards, back into the bedroom. I fucking butchered it. Why'd you make me sing that?
Bro, you did the best that you could. And you know what? You are grown. You can make your own decisions. That's all you. I just didn't. I'm so sick.
Hey, fuck off. You're not actually sick. I know you're not sick. You got to get over your fears. You have to sing in front of the titos and titas.
But why? Why do I have to sing Why do I have to sing Celine Dion for the 30th time?
I know you're trying to speak Tagalog right there. That's not how it is.
I'm doing the best that I can.
Off, okay? All right. Okay. So if we're not going to have you sing, we have to think of an out that's better than you coughing, because they're just going to keep trying up until you actually sing. So, okay, let's brainstorm some ideas so that we could sneak out of this family party and go to the club.
The club?
Yeah.
But it's only 6:30.
I know. And the clubs don't open until 9 p.m. But I know you. You show up 2 hours early to fucking city nights.
Damn it. City nights. God, how did you know? How did you catch me? Who told you?
You know the photographers that take pictures there and they post it on their Facebook?
Fuck, I told them not to.
I saw you on there.
Not the Facebook.
Yes.
Did you show the titas, please?
They've seen it already. They're looking at it right now. I'd even have to show them.
Fuck. No.
All right, now think of ways that we could get out of here.
You broke my arm.
That means I have to actually break your arm.
No, you don't.
Oh, actually, I guess I don't. I could just put in this. All right. So that's one. Think of another.
Leprosy.
Leprosy. That is an outdated that is an outdated skin disease that only existed, I believe, in ancient Rome. That
how would they know?
You know, they're Catholics. There's Roman Catholics, and they talked about that. And I have no clue.
We are on our way to a baby shower of Mary.
The Virgin Mary? Yes. We're on our way to the Virgin Mary's baby shower for Jesus. So like a pre-Christmas Christmas party.
100%.
All right, let's go downstairs and tell them that.
Okay.
Jay, liga rito. The karaoke is ready for you.
Tita, no, we have to see Tita Mary.
Who's Tita Mary?
The Virgin Mary.
The
Tita.
Virgin Mary? Because this Tita Mary, no, she's no,
she's not a virgin Tita. We both know.
She got she was slanging her, you know, pukeng. Okay, wait, the Virgin Mary, as in sweet maybe baby mother Jesus Mary.
Yes.
Okay. As us being a religious family, that makes sense. You are allowed to go.
Okay, thank you.
Insane. All right. I'm sorry if I gave you like any like trauma or anxiety.
No. Us reliving our entire lives. Every family party to ever exist for us.
There was a part of me thinking like, how far can I take this? Can I actually have Jay start singing karaoke?
I was like, I'm gonna avoid it as much as possible.
But that's improv. I mean, good job on doing your first improv scene. I don't know how you feel. I could offer up the freestyle. I could beatbox into this mic. We'll just say no right there.
Yeah.
We'll say no right there, and that is okay.
Yeah.
You've done more than enough, and I'm so happy.
People who can freestyle are nuts.
They don't like people that can actually do it so fucking well.
Yeah. How do you? I can't think that fast.
No clue.
Like I got ADHD, but like that doesn't mean I can do it.
Dude, that might actually help. Because you're just rapping about anything and everything.
Yeah, but the rhyming is just too much for my brain to handle right now. You know what I mean? I use Rhyme Zone when I write.
What is Rhyme Zone? Is that like
It's like a website that like rhymes the words for you.
Whoa. What?
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Use that when you're songwriting?
It helps. Because I like when my songs rhyme. I know that they don't have to rhyme all the time, but I like when they do because it sounds nicer in my ears.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me to think of words on my own. So
like what happened in that improv scene? You kind of
Yeah, I was like, you just got leprosy. You just gotta go. You just gotta.
Honestly, that was so quick. Leprosy is probably one of my favorite moments in improv scenes.
Thank you.
Good job. But thank you for coming on. Thank you for shooting the shit. Thank you for talking about music and life and just being an overall good human. You're very sweet. Go ahead and look into the camera and tell everyone all of your socials, plug yourself, tell them where they can find you and where they can find your music.
All right, so it's J Dela Cruz on everything. It's J Dela Cruz with 2 Y's and 2 Z's. Same thing for my YouTube and my Spotify and whatever. Yep. Shout out to you.
Thank you.
Shout out to the homies. Shout out to my parents for giving me life. Shout out to you for watching this podcast and for hanging out with us. This is awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
I had a good time.
This is so awesome.
I'm glad you... did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
I'm very happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. I'm glad you came through. Thank you for making the time to come through.
Thank you.
This was very fun. And until next time, baddies, you guys know where to find me and this podcast because you're watching it. Find me on all socials at Christian Has Asthma. I do have asthma.
Me too.
I do have asthma. It's not that bad anymore. I'll be okay.
That's good.
Thank you.
I'm glad.
Find this podcast at ICB2B Podcast. That's on all platforms. Watch it on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. If you're already on Spotify, which is a lot of my listener base, you could watch it now on Spotify. Videos on Spotify, which is super dope. But if you're watching on Apple Podcasts, listen there. Rate and review. 5 stars everywhere. Tell a friend. Really does help. New merch. By the time this episode drops, this will be available and ready for you. It just says it can't be that bad, and it is a little flower with a falling petal. But baddies, we love you. Jay, one last time, look into the camera. Tell the audience something, a phrase, a saying that could leave them and go about the day and remind them that it can't be that bad.
Protect your peace and take care of yourself. And remember that at the end of the day, you have yourself, and that is enough. And you deserve all the good things that life has to offer you. And what is meant for you is meant for you, so don't fight it.
Perfect.
Have a great time.
Love it. Love it. All right. Thank you, Jay. And until next time, baddies, we love you.
Can't be that bad, oh, it 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 can't be that bad.